Hi, I'm Tony Svi, Hillside Christmas Tree Farm. Today we're going to do a little bit of shearing. It's after the season, before the spring. Kind of what, February 25th, I think. Yeah, happy birthday, Dad. I got my 6-foot ARS pole pruners, which is probably the tool I'll probably be using the most today. I do have my my regular shearing knife, which has a nice chunk out of it, huh? Yeah, look at that. And I got my pouch with my hand shears and everything, but the trees are pretty tall that we haven't been harvested, and we're just gonna go through and make sure that they have the shape, no doubles, and yeah, should be pretty quick. So why don't you follow along? So starting here first, these are grands. This past year was our first year selling them. Did very well. These just need a little bit of a touch-up. Not much. So these trees are now at a height where I don't want them to grow as tall. I just want to maintain a nice shape because it didn't sell this year. It needs, yeah, the side is pretty empty, so that's probably why it didn't go. But, you know, we gotta save it for next year. This tree right here, I cannot get a good top on it for the life of me. Been trying for 3-4 years, so that one just, to my mind, is a wreath tree. And we're just kind of planning for next year's growth. I guess it's this year's growth now, February. So still gonna come through and cut the stumps down with the brush cutter. That would go quick too. So maybe a question you guys are asking yourself is why, again, I am a pretty big fan of leaving leaders kind of long. Why am I cutting them down? Again, that tree is, you know, 10 feet tall. I don't need to be any taller. I need it to sell. So I want that top to fill up a little bit more. Hopefully that tree goes next year. So last winter I really, I brought in these Koreans. A lot of them went this year. Gonna have to do some work on some of the tops, looks like. I can't do that today. They kind of moved over. We didn't use a stick for some reason. So, some of the argument. Maybe last year I did leave this leader too long, right? We can see kind of the line. We see we kind of had the leader go from here to here. I didn't really fill in too well. If we look closer, we do see that we had some frost damage. So this year we're going to bring this down. Really keep that tree at that height. Hopefully these kind of fill in this area, but it makes this tree nice and symmetrical. So how do we choose a leader, right? So this one clearly is taller, a lot more buds. Looks like we cut these leaders each down, but I think I would plan on cutting this leader down to about that other leader's height. Right? So let's just leave this leader in charge and take this one out. And we'll give that a whirl. Again, right? Kind of skinning in here. Pretty good. Fill in. Now, a lot of people would say probably cut this thing out right here. This thing doesn't do the tree any good, but I think I want that there to help fill in this side over here, right? They may try taking over and coming up, but that's okay, because we'll see how it goes as it grows out. But this side is kind of empty. I think that'll help with that. Should take out this guy because he does want to be, he'll try to be a double this year. So yeah, that's how we'll leave that. Just hit the tips a little bit. Yeah. Good. Here, I'm gonna take that all out. I'll leave him. All right, so that kind of does it for our winter shearing. It was pretty cold this morning. It's nice now that I'm kind of done for the day. It's always how it happens. So I did all the fur that we opened up and had for sale last year. The Concolor, the Grand, some of our new Koreans. Our new Koreans, still trying to figure out the leaders a little bit. I brought them shorter because they kind of goosenecked a little bit. Brought them in tighter for what would be this year's cutting for the second year for the field, because the reason they didn't sell this year was because they didn't look the customers didn't like them, right? They didn't really look very good. So hopefully this year they'll fill in a little bit better. We'll trim them up. I trimmed them tighter, and then next time I'm out here I got to do the spruce, and yeah, a lot of spruce are gone. I just set the white pine weevil traps, and yeah, and then field cleanup, and yeah, end of February, the winter meeting's coming up in a few weeks. So hopefully if you're in Michigan, I'll see you there. It's at the Soaring Eagle in Mount Pleasant this year. Yeah, so all right, well, thanks for watching, and have a good one.